Welcome back to the Sibling Group Chat. I'm Owen.
And I'm Cassidy.
Today we are back at it with the Odyssey review, episode 47, The Sacred Trust.
Yes, it's also the first time we've recorded like this in quite some time. Yeah. For you guys, it's mid-February, but for us, it's not quite mid-January. So, anyway, we've recorded a lot over our breaks. But this is the 53rd episode of Adventures in Odyssey, The Sacred Trust. It originally aired on December 17th, 1988. It's still a part of Album 3, Heroes. And in this episode, Lucy Cunningham and her friend Heather have promised to keep everything they tell each other a secret. But this arrangement gets Lucy in trouble when she has to decide if she should keep the secret. And our themes are friendship and the folly of making promises you can't keep.
That's a long theme.
I know. And I think that's literally the entire episode.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that doesn't talk about the whole Eugene Connie B
That's
story.
kind of just like a side plot. It has nothing to do with the main purpose of the story.
Yeah, I think it's like they would call that in like a TV show, like the A storyline and the B storyline. Eugene and Connie are the B storyline, and there's not always a B storyline in Odyssey, but we'll take it because it's Connie and Eugene.
It's honestly, it's like, it's not the main storyline of this episode, but it fits the main storyline of Odyssey.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to say, and maybe this is getting ahead of ourselves, but I didn't realize that Connie and Eugene start bickering from like day one. It's just like right out, like they barely even know each other and they're already at each other's throats.
But isn't it just nice and comforting to hear?
It is. It's because like, Eugene and Connie are arguing. Everything's right in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, first of all, before we even get into the episode, Chris's intro, she's just randomly hanging out with a biker gang, you know?
There's just randomly is a biker gang. I feel like that's random in and of itself.
But basically, it's the leader doesn't like to think about what would happen if someone in the group broke one of their rules.
Yeah, this is such a random opener. Like, I
I
wonder,
really feel like they could have come up with a better opener.
like, why? The leader of the motorcycle gang, I believe, is Phil Lawler. So does he just write these openers just to be funny?
Who do I want to voice today?
Yeah, because he is the other person in most of them. Most of the time it's just him and Chris. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But yeah, so that's the intro. And we start the episode how many an episode starts, I feel like, or a scene at least. Connie's late for work.
That's how last week started.
It is. That's how last week started too. Back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
Connie's late for work.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes
And again, Whit doesn't realize she's late.
Well, not only does he not realize he's not even at the counter. There's nobody at the counter.
Yeah,
as far as
we don't
know.
see him. We don't see him right away. But when he does get here, he didn't even realize she was late.
Well, but this time it's not because that he didn't know she was he actually didn't know she was coming in.
Yeah, I guess we are getting slightly ahead of ourselves though because he's
Connie's
not
late for work. She comes in. Whit's not at the counter. Lucy is, however, which Lucy is apparently very invisible in this opening scene.
She's channeling her inner what's
Drax.
his name? Drax. Yeah.
The art of standing so incredibly still that it becomes invisible to the human eye.
I think she was slightly more successful at it.
Probably. But yeah, so Lucy's there. She kind of startles Connie, and she just tells her that she's there waiting for Heather. She doesn't need anything. She's just waiting for Heather. And she tells Connie that Whit and Eugene are working on something in the Bible room.
Yeah, and Connie apparently didn't realize when she met Eugene in the last episode that he worked there. He just thought he was there, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I have never picked up on before this time listening
really
to it.
Yeah, when Eugene are working in the Bible room, Lucy tells Connie that Eugene is trying to improve Mr. Whitaker's end.
Yes.
We never hear Eugene actually say that, do we?
No, I don't think so.
But basically it's because he doesn't like say Whit, because Whit is a nickname, and he believes that nicknames are disingenuous.
Yes. I love how Lucy can just like repeat all of this verbatim to Connie.
And Connie's like, is he always talk like that? And Lucy's like, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Mr. Whitaker likes having him around.
Yeah. I think it's at that point that these seeds start getting planted in Connie's brain. Like, Whit really likes having this nerdy guy around.
Yeah. But then Whit and Eugene come up to the counter, and Whit is surprised that Connie's there. He's like, Connie! We're here.
Yeah. Which maybe they did this on purpose to play into what happens as the episode continues, but he almost sounds guilty that he's like hanging out with Eugene and not expecting Connie to be there. It's like
I
when you
didn't
have
even think about that,
it's
but
like
you're not
having two
wrong.
friends who aren't friends. And
Uh,
so you're hanging out with one friend and the other friend doesn't know about it.
yeah, I didn't even think about that, but I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
Um, then basically, like almost immediately, Connie's like, "Well, since I'm here, I'm going to start working. What do you want me to do?"
Yeah. I find it excuse me. I find it a little odd that Wit wasn't expecting her to come back to work.
Well, he wasn't expecting her to come back to work because he had given her the whole holiday break off, and even though she came back before her break was over, he didn't expect her to work until the time he had given
Yeah.
her
I
off.
get why he didn't expect her to, but I
He
still
just
feel like
didn't
she would come
understand
back.
why.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I get what he says why he didn't, but I'm curious why he thought that.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, Lucy's still in school, so does Odyssey High School just get off
Get
for
a
an
longer
incredibly
break than
long
Odyssey High
time?
School?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't
Yeah.
even notice that.
Yeah, well, because Lucy says that. Well, I have a
Heather's
whole
getting
other
picked up.
comment about this, but yeah, Heather was getting picked up from school, and they're gonna come get Lucy, and then they're going to Lucy's house.
Maybe Heather goes to Odyssey Academy and they have a shorter break than Odyssey Public School.
That could be so. Lucy wasn't in school either, because that would answer my question to why Lucy and Heather weren't getting picked up at like was Lucy not in school too? Why is she at Wits End and Heather's at school?
These are the
Yeah,
hypotheticals that are
yeah,
possible.
yeah. Maybe Odyssey Academy is still in school. I don't
Who
know.
knows? But anyway, Connie goes to vacuum, and Eugene says he should probably come help her. And Connie's like, I know how to use a vacuum.
He's like,
We find out later why Eugene
okay.
thought he'll help.
Yeah.
Then Lucy says to Wit, kind of touchy, weren't they?
Yeah, and it startles Wit.
Yeah, and then she tells Wit that her and Heather are going to make a sacred trust when Heather comes over to her house that night.
Yeah, she's coming over to spend the night too. She says that.
And the promise includes that they would tell each other secrets that they would never disclose to anybody else.
And Wit's
And
like, "Oh, really?"
like, sounds like a bad idea. Let me tell you why. And then Connie turns on the vacuum, and the vacuum starts eating the carpet,
Eating the carpet. It sounds like it's
eating
eating
everything.
tablecloths. Apparently, Wit was wearing a necktie, which I think is a funny detail. But you also hear glass breaking, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Then Eugene unplugs the vacuum, and he says the reason it was doing all this is because he increased the suction of the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, and what I want to know is how is it supposed to work? Because I'm pretty sure vacuums just have on and off switches. So how is he going to
Like, how
use
did he
this?
make it so you could control that or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I didn't think about that.
because yeah, he would have had to create like a dial or something on it. Because how?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Regardless, Eugene was messing with the vacuum.
Yes.
In the midst of the vacuum kerfuffle, Lucy left, got picked up by Heather's mom.
Yeah.
Um, so then that night, Lucy and Heather make their sacred trust, and they exchange items to signify this. This has always confused me. Like, why?
That sounds like a girly thing to do.
Well, okay. See, I was never one of those. So
That's good. I like well, Lucy told Wit that she saw this idea in a
in a
movie,
movie.
but I think I can kind of see it like it's symbolic of their friendship, like they're going to give each other prized possessions. Although Lucy doesn't wear hers, so I'm not positive it is a prized possession.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that. I was like, is it really a prized possession? She's
It's
like,
just
yeah,
like
I don't wear this. You can
it's like
have
a
it.
really nice, expensive sweater that I'd ever wear. Yeah, but I don't know. It's a little odd, but again, as a girl, I could see middle school girls doing this and being petty enough to days later give their stuff
End their
back.
friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so basically, they do that, and then they have to tell each other a secret. Or I don't know if they have to, but they do.
Yeah.
And Lucy's secret is that, what was his name? Somebody, Bobby Reynolds.
Bobby Reynolds, who
Kissed
could
her.
very well be somebody we've met before. Out of all the
True.
Bobbies
We've
we've
met
met,
Bobby.
surely one of their last names was Reynolds.
Yes, Bobby Reynolds kissed her.
Yeah. Wasn't there a Bobby's Valentine about a Bobby? There's that Lost episode about Bobby and then the girl who's voiced by Robin.
Yes,
Like,
I
was
think
that
you're right.
an
Maybe
Oscar Hartley
I kind
episode?
of tried to forget all of the lost
I
episodes.
know that feels like so long ago that we did that,
Yeah,
but
I mean we're getting close to like a year's worth of
I
episodes.
know it's pretty crazy, especially as this airs. Like for us, it's
Yeah,
like 2 months out, but when this airs, it's only about 1 month out. So
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Anyway,
but anyway, what's her name? Heather is like, yeah, it's cute, you know.
does this feel out of character for bless you? We cannot make it through a podcast episode without you sneezing. Are you allergic to your dorm room? I
I
think
don't
you
think
only
so.
sneeze in your dorm. Here you drop your mic, there you sneeze.
See, I can't drop this mic.
I would hope not. But anyway, back to my question. Does this
Seem out
Lucy
of
being
character.
excited about a boy kissing her seem out of character to Lucy?
Later on, yeah, I don't know. We don't have too many episodes of Lucy to establish
Yeah, I
exactly.
feel
But
like
later on, yeah, I feel like.
yeah, if sorry, with what we have so far, could it work? Yeah. Where
But I
was
think
Jack when this
partly it's
happened?
a lot of characters because
Don't know.
Lucy's always hanging out with boys and never in a romantic context.
Right. Maybe that's why it feels weird because like if Lucy's this boy crazy, I don't think she could just hang out with boys all the time.
Yeah,
But also I think it's funny that she like tells this secret like she's all excited about it, but also says she moved.
yeah,
Which I suppose makes sense. Like I don't think I'd yeah, I don't know. It's just it's funny.
yeah. And then, yeah, like I said, Heather's like,
Yeah.
whatever. But then Heather's secret is that is it a week ago or a couple weeks ago?
I don't remember for sure something.
Anyway, she had been with some friends after church, and it must have been an older friend who was driving her
Yeah.
back to church, or was supposed to anyway. But they had gotten a flat tire.
And missed
Yeah,
church.
we missed church, yeah. And it turns out they'd actually gone dancing at a teen club. Is that a thing?
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing. I was like, are we ignorant? Is this the 80s? Or
I
did they
was,
make this up?
yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like,
What's going on here?
and why is there one in Odyssey?
Right? It's probably in Connellsville.
That's probably it.
Because I have a feeling if you had a flat tire in Odyssey, you would either walk to church or someone else would go get you and get you to church.
Probably, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I had the
she
same
she
thought.
enjoyed this experience and she danced with this really cute guy, which she's apparently not actually old enough to be there, but she was made to look older than she was. And
Yeah.
that her and this random friend, did the friend have a name?
Marjorie.
Marjorie.
And the guy's name was Todd.
Yeah. But they're going back this Sunday, and she's already got it cleared with her parents to hang out with Marjorie. So yeah.
Yeah, it's Marjorie's bad news.
Anyway,
I think that whole setup, like Heather's secret, is weirder to me than the Sacred Trust. Or like,
it's true. Yeah.
it's is this a thing that a middle schooler would do? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I also
Lucy's like, yeah.
yeah.
Lucy's like, yeah. That's wrong. Don't do that.
Yeah. She's like, I think it's funny that Lucy doesn't like. She's all excited that she kissed a boy, but is appalled that
Okay.
Heather danced with a boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Heather's like, it's not a big deal, and you can't tell anybody, and nobody else knows. So. Too bad.
I find it interesting that I feel like Heather perhaps agreed to the Sacred Trust solely so she could tell Lucy the secret, and then Lucy would be powerless to tell. But the Sacred Trust
think
was
pretty much
Lucy's
Heather knows
idea.
that Lucy was not going to be okay with it.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting that the Sacred Trust was Lucy's idea, and that Heather was the one who had the big secret.
But yeah, in the morning after Heather left, Lucy, obviously conflicted, was talking to her mom and asking her questions.
Yeah. Her mom could tell something was up.
Yeah, and basically it got to the point like, how important is it to keep secrets, like when you've promised to keep them?
Yes.
And her mom says that, it depends on the secret, the situation. And she says specifically if someone that you're keeping the secret for could be hurt if you didn't tell the secret.
Yeah.
And so her mom asks if there's something she needs to tell. And Lucy's like, no, not really. And so her mom tells her a story about a friend that she had that had told her secret that she wished she would have told, but she didn't. Her friend ended up in a car accident and seriously hurt.
Yeah.
And
Some
so
lifelong repercussions.
yes, so Lucy tells her mom Heather's secret.
Yes. Well, it's inferred. We don't hear her tell the secret.
Well, I mean, we know that she does.
We know she does, but we don't hear her tell the secret.
Well, yeah.
I'd
Anyway,
like to say I appreciate Lucy's mom's description of girl sleepovers because that is 100% accurate.
I don't even remember what she says. It's just
She'd be like, you do one thing,
Talk
talk about boys, and do something else, and talk about boys, and you tell secrets. And Lucy's like, what kind of secrets? Mostly ones about boys. Spot on.
I wouldn't know.
That's good.
Where are we at here? Yes.
Lucy told her secret.
Yes, and at an undisclosed amount of time later, but presumably the first time Heather and Lucy have seen each other since their sleepover, Heather is extremely angry at Lucy because
Don't hi Heather me.
yeah. And so Heather got in big trouble with her parents, and she's giving Lucy the sweater that Lucy doesn't wear back, and she wants the locket that she'd given Lucy back. It says they can't be friends anymore because friends don't tell on friends.
Yeah. I get that this whole episode was Lucy learning a lesson and not Heather, but I think it would have been nice to see them maybe make up again, but maybe they never did. Heather probably became friends with Leslie. Although Leslie is Lucy's cousin, so I don't know how that would work.
Yeah. Anyway, after that, Lucy goes to Wits End. Connie and Eugene are competing.
Did this not happen at Wits End?
I don't know. They don't say. All we know, because I think she goes into Wits End and decided Mr. Whitaker, and then Connie and Eugene come, and Connie's like, I finished doing this, what else should I do? She's like, I know, I'll polish the silverware, and Eugene's like, oh man, I wish I would have thought of that.
Yeah.
And then he says he's going to go recatalog the library in the back room or something like that.
Yes, and I have a question. Does he mean the regular library, or is there a back room library?
The secondary library.
And what's the back room library?
Well, I don't know if the little library or whatever it's called has been established yet.
It hasn't, but they keep referencing that there's books in Wits End.
Yeah, so there's no exact location or spot.
Come to think of it, do they reference the library in Wits End until the ill-gotten... Oh no, they do in Heatwave and Ill-Gotten Deed. Do they reference it before that? Time will tell. I think it gets morphed with the Bible room sometimes.
It's true.
Yeah. Anyway.
But then
Whit says they've been at this all weekend.
Yeah. And does Whit say that he can tell something's wrong?
With Lucy?
Maybe not.
I think maybe he asked how her sleepover went.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lucy's basically like, yeah, not too good. I lost my best friend.
He's like, let me guess. And then he describes exactly what happened. And she's like, how did you know? He's like, because I was going to tell you that's what would happen.
And then she's like, well, I wish you would have told me that before.
Yeah. And he's like, well, if you hadn't left. No, he didn't say that.
No, he doesn't say that. But he says that basically, like, that's what happens when you tell secrets, because either someone doesn't tell and it ends up hurting somebody, or someone does tell and it hurts them differently. And he says he hopes that they would make up. Lucy says she doesn't think it's going to happen, but in this case, Whit's like, yeah, well, Heather's wrong, so.
Yeah.
And
well,
he also tells her that's why he thinks we should do what Jesus said in Matthew, I believe, with not giving oaths, but letting your yes be yes and your no be no.
Yeah. Do you think that's an accurate use of the verse for this instance? Because they weren't... Would you call what they did making a vow?
Yeah, kind of. I mean...
I guess
yeah.
they did promise never to tell anything, and they
Yeah.
were both holding each other to that, so I guess, yeah.
Well, I mean, what the point of the verse, though, is, like, don't say don't agree to something to a point where like you can't actually do what you say you're going to do. Like just say if you're going to do something, say yes, and be able to keep that up, right?
No, I think the context of the verse, maybe not in there, but I think it's taken from an Old Testament passage where it's saying don't swear on God or
Hmm.
other things. Just let your yes mean yes. You don't need to add
Well, but I
extra.
think that's why they gave each other things. That was to symbolize that, like obviously it wasn't to the point of like swearing on God or something like that. But you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. I guess it does work in the context. I don't know. I just didn't feel quite the same. Like
It's
quite.
kind of like a less extreme almost, but I think the point
Yeah.
is the
It's a
same.
kid. It's a kid oath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Um, yeah, I guess that's about all.
Well, we have the whole Whit and Connie, or not Whit and Connie, Eugene and Connie.
But yeah, after that, Wick calls out Eugene and Connie's like, "Stop competing. You're both
Well,
valuable
he's
workers."
like, he's like, you can quit the contest now. They're like, what contest? They're the who's the most valuable employee contest. And he's like, you're both valuable employees. And Eugene's like, well, I'm glad that was cleared up. I had no doubt, but Miss Kindle really was struggling.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a great way to establish
they're
their
dynamic.
dynamic. Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of how they are like for the rest of
yeah,
Odyssey.
they're just major brother and sister energy.
Yeah,
And I used to think Eugene was way older than Connie, but I think looking back on the whole of the show, he's probably not much older than her because of how early he started
I don't
college.
think he is, and I think he's a little bit older than Connie.
Yeah, maybe a year or two.
Yeah, but not a lot.
No, not as much as he used to be in my head. Probably because there was more separation between high school and college when I was a kid.
Yeah, but you also have to think Eugene's been in college since somewhere between 11 and 14 or something like that.
Yeah, depending on who you believe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much the end of the episode. Chris's outro, basically just doing the right thing is what's important.
Yep.
That's it.
That's all he wrote. I forget about this episode. Like, if I'm not
Personally,
listening
don't like
through,
this episode mostly because I just don't like Lucy and Heather's vibes the entire episode. I
yeah,
never
it is.
really liked this episode. Not
No,
like I think the message is bad. I would never
no,
listen to it.
it's not a favorite. And
It's like
unless I'm,
going on as we are
yeah,
at the moment.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But I forgot that this episode does establish or I mean, sorry, Connie and Eugene's
Mhm.
dynamic, and I do
I
like
forgot
that
that.
for it. But yeah, I never. A lot of these older episodes, I forget where they are in the order of things. Like if you reference this episode, I can remember it, but I don't remember what comes before and after it. So knowing that it comes right after Connie, it's a
Mhm.
great setup for what's to come.
Right.
Yeah, speaking of what's to come,
What is
next week's episode is Peace on Earth.
You gonna give us any more context than that, or like
You don't know which episode that is?
I'm trying to think. It sounds like a Christmas episode.
It is a Christmas episode.
Is that the Barclays getting robbed?
Correct. Which
I was
is
pretty sure there
also
was the first Barclay Christmas one coming up. So
yeah, which is also kind of another story with an A and a B storyline because there's pretty much an entire storyline before we even get to the Barclays being robbed.
true.
But we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that'll do it for this week's episode. We thank you for watching and or listening. Subscribe wherever you get the podcast. Follow us on Facebook and or Instagram, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Bye.